host of the Gridiron.
All right, but we do know, I think, except for one of the games, we kind of know, I think, all of the Giants' schedule for the following season, the upcoming season. Of course, you don't know. You're not going to know until, I guess, whatever it is, in April, I believe it is, when they come out with the schedule, right? And everybody, goes out there and they look, okay, the Giants, I think the Giants will be 6-11. I think that some people will be, I think the Giants are 13-4. I think we might go all in there. People drinking the Kool-Aid. But we do know, right, what the Giants' schedule is. Let's see, is it? Playoff. Okay, here we go. All right. Giants turning heads with the brutal opponents of 2025. Shocker there, right? Giants know all but two of their 2025 opponents, and their schedule looks to be stocked with a brutal slate of strong quarterbacks. Simply amazing, isn't it? You know what I find just to be an absolute freaking joke? It's just unbelievable. Because I just can't stand the Eagles. If you look at their strength of schedule, it's a joke. I think they have they might have the second easiest strength of schedule. A lot of that's got to do because they're playing the Giants and they're playing the Cowboys. You know what I mean? Because they're horrible teams. But I mean, it is just freaking amazing. Absolutely freaking amazing. How a playoff team from the year before winds up having the almost the easiest schedule. It is amazing how they almost the easiest schedule in the NFL. It's unbelievable. Absolutely, this year it's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. But of course, the Giants coming off a horrible season and have another brutal season as far as quarterbacks and all that. Right? So after a 45-33 win over the Colts, the Giants tank to the top of the 2023 NFL draft has been temporarily postponed with the opportunity to lose to the Eagles in Week 18. All hope is not lost, but what was once a certainty has become unknown, and there's a chance that New York waits until the 2026 for a first-round rookie passer, which is quite possible. If that's the case, then fans will once again get the opportunity to root for their team to lose, potentially for the rights to draft Archie Manning. Ooh. The fantasized heir of New York's quarterbacking throne. If a tank is once again in the cards, the Giants' schedule will likely help them out. New York doesn't know when it will be playing each of its games next season, but most of the 2025 schedule is locked in. The Giants will, of course, play each divisional rival twice, obviously, right? They'll also play the entirety of the AFC West. Now, except for the Raiders, right? If you look at the entire the AFC West, look at the Broncos, look at the Chargers. Then there's, of course, in there by the name of the Chiefs, right? Three really good teams in there, right? Peyton's done a fantastic job with the Broncos. Harbaugh has done a great job. Took a 5-win team, Chargers, last year, and that'll get double-digit wins, right? All right, let's see. And they'll play the NFC North, right? Of course. And now, of course, then the NFC North has 3 teams going to the playoffs, right? So we're going to play the division that has 3 10-win teams. Let me see here. All right, we got. No, the Broncos are 9-7. Who did the Broncos play here? Does this tell me here? Broncos they play the Chiefs at home though, so that's gonna be a tough one. But my thing was obviously the Chiefs only have 1 loss. The Chargers have 10 wins. The Broncos are 9-7. I was going to say it's who are they playing? But they're playing at home though against the Chiefs. The Chiefs don't need that game. They're locked in. What's Andy Reid do? That's a big one there. What does Andy Reid do? Does he want to put his players in there, Patrick Mahomes, and possibly get him injured? Or does he want to rest Mahomes? And then they get a bye week. And then they got to play. So, does he want to take some of his stars and keep them out for 3 weeks? before they got to play a game. Ooh, I don't know. That's a big, big decision. Of course, once again, if Andy Reid puts his starters in there and Patrick Mahomes or somebody gets injured, there goes their Super Bowl chances, right? So, I mean, as of right now, they got to be looking at Super Bowl favorites once again for the 1300th season in a row. So what does Andy Reid do? But I'm saying, but the Giants could be playing that division, right? So, I mean, they're going to be playing with if the Broncos win. You don't know. I said the Broncos are going to want to win that game. The Chiefs don't need the game. So, who knows? I mean, so if the Broncos were to win, they would have 10 wins. The Chargers have at least 10 wins. The Chiefs, I mean, so it's like, once again, it's like, these divisions that the Giants play are just like, not doing any favors here. Who also plays the last place team in the NFC South and the NFC West and the AFC East. So that, of course, let's see. Let's see. So, okay, so they're either going to play the Jets, who have 4 wins, or the Patriots, who have 3 wins. So, so we'll be playing against them. Right. Next season, the Giants only play 8 games at home. They play 9 games on the road. The thing is, okay, is that one of those road games is against the Jets. Now, if they do one, if for whatever reason, if the Jets were to lose and have 4 wins, I guess if the Patriots were somehow to beat the Bills and have 4 wins, I guess the Jets would wind up being in last place, I guess. So the Giants might have to play the Jets. And obviously, they both play at MetLife Stadium. The Giants would be the road team, but still, that's in their home. Right? So, but the Giants do have only eight home games next season. But as we saw this season, it doesn't matter. They had 9 home games this season. It didn't matter. We went 1-8. All right. So at home next season, right? Of course, we're playing the Cowboys, the Commanders, and the Eagles. Then at home, we're playing the Chiefs. I'm sure that'll sell out probably pretty well. We're playing the Chargers at home. We're playing the Packers, and we're playing the Vikings. I mean, whew. We're also playing at home either the Cardinals or the 49ers, whoever finishes in last place there. Now, let me see here. Does this have... Ooh, okay, let's see. So, all right, so, the 49ers are finishing up against the Cardinals. Okay. In St. Louis. So now the thing is with this, I mean, I'm still scratching my head how the 49ers went from going to the Super Bowl to finishing 4th. I mean, Purdy, I think, is out too. So, I mean, so the Giants are going to be wanting to playing against the 49ers, who, if they can get healthy next season, could maybe quite possibly rebound and be a force once again. So the Giants might quite possibly wind up playing the best team in the NFC West next year. And they finished 4th. It's unbelievable. It really, really is unbelievable. So if the Cardinals win, it's in the Cardinals are the home team. If the 49ers wind up losing, the 49ers will be in last place, and the Giants will wind up playing the 49ers next year. As I said, 49ers, I mean, as long as they keep their players, I'm not sure if they're going to lose any of the players or not, but the 49ers could be a really good team next year. So once again, I know they had a bunch of injuries this year, which really hurt them, but it's kind of mind-boggling how they went to the Super Bowl last year, and this year they're not even close to a winning record. Rather mind-boggling. So the Giants next season at home are going to play the Cowboys, the Eagles, Commanders, the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Packers, the Vikings, and quite possibly the 49ers, who went to the Super Bowl last year. It's like, right? I mean, so the Giants at home next season got to play the Eagles, who had a winning record, the Commanders, who had a winning record, the Chiefs, who had a winning record, the Chargers, who had a winning record, the Packers, who had a winning record, the Vikings, who had a winning record, and the 49ers, who went to the Super Bowl last year. Those are the seven out of the 8 games. And then, of course, then we're playing the Cowboys And, the Cowboys, almost every year seem to have a good team. Every 3 or 4 years, they seem to plummet a little bit, but then they just seem like they rebound. So that's what the Giants got to play next year at home next year. And it doesn't matter. The Cowboys can go winless, and they still beat the Giants at home. So that's the 8 games the Giants have to play at home next season. Absolutely unbelievable. I don't even know if the Giants will win a game at home next season. It's unbelievable. But on the road, the Giants, okay, it's not much better. Like, obviously, got the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Commanders. Got to play the Broncos, the Raiders, the Lions, and the Bears, right? The Lions. Then you have to play the Saints or the Panthers, whoever winds up in 4th place in the NFC South. And then you have to play the Jets or the Patriots, whoever winds up in 4th place there. So, I said it could be the Jets only have 4 wins. If they wind up losing, they have 4 wins. And if the Patriots somehow beat the Bills, the Patriots have 4 wins. And then I guess the Jets will wind up in last place. And the Giants might have to play a road game against the Jets at MetLife Stadium, which would be beneficial. But regardless, if they have to play the Patriots don't seem like they're all of that. But they have to play the Saints or the Panthers on the road next season. So, the Bears had a losing record. These are the teams they got to play on the road at least. Cowboys had a losing record. The Raiders had a losing record. The Bears had a losing record. And the other 2 teams they got to play have a losing record. So the teams are playing on the road next season have a far worse record than the teams are playing. The teams are playing home next season is brutal. Giants going to be hard pressed to find many wins at all at home next. It's going to be almost the same thing. I can almost say, unless a miracle happens somehow, the Giants make a huge turnaround and start winning football games. The Giants going to have a hard time next season at home trying to win some football games. So it's a tough schedule. Very, very tough schedule. Once again, I said you got possibly we're playing against the 2 divisions next season that might be sending 3 teams to the playoffs. Right? They got the Broncos, quite possibly the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Chiefs. Right? And then you got the Packers, you got the Vikings, and you got the Lions. Now obviously, of course, that because those 6 teams may or may not make the playoffs it doesn't mean they're making it. There's always turnover. Right? Things always change. I said, look at the 49ers. Last year, the 49ers were this close to winning the Super Bowl. Went to overtime. This close to winning the Super Bowl. Right? And this year, they may not even wind up with 7 wins this year. They might wind up with 6 wins somehow. So once again, because they get banged up by injuries. Injuries really hurt them once again. The 49ers got pretty much banged up. The Lions defense was annihilated by injuries. But once again, the Eagles, once again, are lucky because they have a lot of health. So they're lucky. Very, very lucky. So the football god said, let's give the Eagles a shot. Let's kill off all these other teams with all their injuries. And let's give the Eagles a chance to go to the Super Bowl. I can't stand the Eagles. Absolutely can't stand the Eagles. But